Okay, so we said about the grip pressure, if we can do feeling a little bit loose. So on the spectrum, we talked about 1 to 10. 10's like a white knuckle ride. 1, you're going to let go. You were probably in the sort of 6, 7-ish range. If we can sort of get down to the 4, 5, between 5 and 6, probably just a little bit looser. Like you said, it just was a bit more fluid throughout the swing. Okay. Once we were set up better, the focus now is at the top of the backswing. Once you get to the top, both backswings are obviously going to be exactly the same. There's no real change in the swing. We're not moving at all differently there. One thing I would say though, one on the right, a little bit longer backswing, yeah?
Yeah.
Because you're a little bit looser, you can turn a bit further now, okay? So if we put a line now through...
This is the second
This is
time.
the better one, yeah? Okay, and this is the one here on the right there. On your foot there, okay? So on the way down here now, we didn't quite move over to that left foot. That left hip hasn't quite moved over to that little yellow line, and we're hanging back. That right foot and right knee just hanging back, a bit on the back foot, meaning your path now is going to be going a little bit to the left. If the club face is square open, we get that sort of drift off to the right. This one here now, we can see now your left knee and your left quad moving into that yellow line. Your right knee's moving a lot more now. Your foot's over onto that right side, and we're releasing through, finishing. If we look at your finish position, a lot more, for me, straighter up than you were before. And again, that's got a lot less pressure on your lower back. Did you find after that Macmillan 4 round in a day thing, your lower back was a bit tighter, a bit sore?
Agony.
Yeah, because if you're leaning back, if you stayed there, okay, in that position there, we sort of look at the lines there. If you stay there, that's not too bad. Ideally, we'd be a little bit more this way, but if you just stayed there and just started leaning back in that fashion, that's going to really hurt your back.
Yeah.
Your club head speed, your height and everything else, if you keep doing that now, eventually your lower back's going to start getting a bit of a squeeze and a tight, and it's going to start, well, it's going to hurt eventually, because you're leaning back. You're basically putting a lot of stress and pressure on that lower back at the 100 mile an hour with your goal, 100 plus mile an hour with your goal swing. So if we can get the sensation from the top now, we're moving to the left. You can sort of sense the weight shift. Now some people feel it in their feet, where there's the shift from right to left. Some feel it in the knees, some in the hips. Doesn't matter where you feel it, as long as you're getting that movement now onto that left side from the top. So you're putting your body weight now onto that left side. You're shifting through to the target. That's going to help your arms now come more from the inside rather than being potentially over the top of your back foot. Okay. And I think when we're on the range, there's no real issue with the ball going right. You won't get many slices at all. You had the sort of the line of the mat helping you point straight, and everything was lined up perfectly straight. Okay. On the golf course, you may find that a little bit differently on the course next time.
That's
you might find your alignment.
Struggle because you've got the 2 yellow markers,
and they may not be straight anyway. Exactly, yeah.
And I think on the first at Salford, they're straight, but they're aiming straight for the
tree on the right hand side. Yeah. So you then got to.
So
therefore, it's an optical illusion where you've got to aim. And I think the problem is then when you haven't got that sort of, as we had that edge of the map, that sort of comfort blanket, so to speak, to help us aim. We're now aiming and we're guessing. And if we're aiming wrong and you make a perfect swing, it's not going to be a good result, is it? It's going to go left or right accordingly. Now, if your tendencies are to go to the right and you're aiming a bit left, because on the range we said you hit towards a target. On the golf course, you're hitting to avoid trouble very often, rather than saying, right, there's my target, that mound in the distance, let's hit to that mound. Whereas in the first at Salford, out of bounds and rubbish right, get on the tee, don't go right. That's the thing, that's the mentality, and we'll talk about more on the golf course next time. If we can get that sensation from here, that hip, as you can see, is moving to target, now over onto that left side, you're transferring your weight, you're shifting your weight, you're bringing the club down better, you just release that club through, up onto that left side, a lot less pressure on the lower back, much more efficient swing. Make sense, Andy?
Yeah,
Good stuff. Right.